Today I thought I'd bring you a few standing poses, and we're going to just string a handful of poses together in some little sequences. So let's begin. I'm going to start in a triangle pose. So we're going to take your right foot out and have the toes facing that short edge of your mat, and your left foot out about a leg's length apart, lining up on an imaginary centre line on your mat, your heel and your instep, pretty much there. Then you're keeping the hips facing this way, and take the arms out. Inhale, get longer through the fingertips, nice and open. Exhale, extend to the right side, and then bring your right arm down, your left arm opposite there, extending out from the heart centre at the same time, one earthward, one skyward. And then now taking your head to look to the top fingers, or if that feels a bit tight in any way or uncomfortable, just stay looking forwards. And we'll take a big deep breath in. Breathe out. Go a little bit earthward, but not sticking your bum back and your chest forward to get there. And again, inhale. Exhale. If there's a little bit more down in the torso and the lower hand, do. And one more, inhale. Exhale. If there's more down, go with it. If there's not, just breathe. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, we're going to go to warrior two. So we're going to bend into the front leg. Now if your knee is just going a bit beyond the point of your ankle, you can probably go a little bit further apart with the feet. A little bit of navel in and up, and a little bit of the tip of the tailbone, feeling like it's got a tiny weight on it. Low shoulders, long arms, and turn and look in the direction of your right fingernails. Look beyond your right fingernails, off into the distance. Soft eyes, breathe in. And out. And again, breathing freely. Let's go one more time. We're going to change the arms, keep the legs working as they are. So we'll turn the front palm and float that up through the ceiling to the clouds. And the back hand as if it's going to try and touch the ground behind the back edge of the back foot. Navel still softly in and up. Breathe out. Another breath there. And then we're going to turn this into a side lunge, an extended side angle. So we're going to rest the elbow on the knee. So you're stacking your ankle, knee, elbow, shoulder vertically, and sweeping that left arm lovely and long. Grow that left side of the body. Breathe that. Keep breathing. If this feels okay and you want to go a little bit deeper into it, you can bring this hand down to the floor or to some blocks behind you and go into a deeper side lunge. One of those two positions, whatever works for you, or somewhere in between. Keep breathing. Good. One more breath here. Long and release. Good. Coming on up. We're going to do those poses the same order, if I remember them, the other way. So we'll start with a triangle pose and just bring the feet in again so they're about a leg's length apart if you took them out longer. Triangle to the left. Inhale. Exhale, extend. Nice long feeling from hip to armpit and armpit to hand without sinking into that hip. So there's a little bit of switch on in here when you do that. Down with that left arm, up with the right arm. Energy going out through from the heart center to the fingertips. Breathe here. Some good quality breath. Let the whole inhale happen before the exhale occurs. Good. And we'll come out of that. Inhale, come up. Exhale into your warrior two. So we're going to bend that front knee. Check that the knee stays above your ankle, so vertical shin bones. Nice switched on legs. Strong bent, strong straight. Low shoulders, long arms. Nice long neck. Turn it. Gaze off into the distance. Over those fingertips. Breathe that. juicy breath in and out. Don't be mean with your breath. Turn the front palm skyward through that left arm, earthward through the right arm, and lengthen and breathe there. Lengthen the arms, lengthen the breath. Nice and steady in the lower half of the body. Nice and light and open in the upper half of the body. Keep breathing. And then we're going to change. We're going to bring this elbow to stack. Nice vertical stacking here as you stretch this right side of the body open. Navel softly in just for a bit of support there in the front of the spine, and stretch it out. And again, option here to stay on the elbow or go a little deeper into a lunge by bringing the hand down to floor or blocks or somewhere in between. Breathe here. Last breath here. Good, and release it. Come on up. Good, bring the feet in a little bit again, so extended, so about a leg's length apart. I'm going to go into a little forward bend from here. So put a bit of softness in the joints so that you're going down nice and relaxed. Into your forward bend. Once you've got into the forward bend, your feet are parallel, checking that the weight's nicely spread across the balls of your feet and across your heels. Just bring the top of the head nice and heavy. Feel like the weight of your head's just getting a lovely long stretch from the tip of the tailbone to the top of your head. So legs are straightish, not too locked back, not too floppy. And then just bring the hands down the backs of the legs for a little bit of a stretch there. And again, check you've not got any tension in the shoulders. They're nice and soft, almost a little floating in towards the armpit. Breathe that. Another breath or two there as you just stay with the stretching sensations. Try to let go of any resistance or fight in the poses. One more breath here. Make it a good long juicy inhale. Don't stop it too early. Then you can exhale it all out. And then bring the hands to the hips. Bit of movement in the knees so you can use the joints. Tail down, rising up through the heart, through the crown. Good. Let's bring the feet in together. And we're going to a little sequence of balances. So we'll start in the middle of the mat-ish onto your right leg. A little bit of a squeeze in the right side of your bottom, right belly, middle of the belly, right belly, left belly, doesn't matter. So a little bit of foundation, a bit of switch on, and a feeling of tallness if you like. Imagine that you're a puppet with a string just going out the top of your head here. And if your string was all kind of floppy, you're going to be all floppy. And if your puppet string has got just a little bit of lifting tension in it, tension in a good way, that's just going to help hold you up. So we're feeling that puppet string holding you up. Place that left foot to the right calf and a little bit of switch on in the legs, bottom, belly, hands to the heart center. I'm just going to breathe here. So find something to fix your eyes on, probably not the video screen in case I'm moving around a bit. So maybe look at something just beyond the video screen or just in front of the video screen so that you're fixing the eyes on something that's not moving, and just let the breath move. We're going to move from our tree pose. We're going to grow it up a little bit first. Up, 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 up. Nice and open across the collarbones, not squeezing together here. I'm going to open this out into a star. So lovely expanding arms, expanding long legs. Breathe here. Keep breathing. And then we're going to go to one more bounce. So I'm going to bring the hands back in, bring that leg in, bring that foot up to the thigh. Navel softly in, a little squeeze together in those perineum pelvic floor muscles, and a little fold onto a bended leg. Breathe that. wants a bit of a rest, so we'll come out of it and we'll set up on the other side. If that's a bit much for you, doing the 3 balances all on the same supporting leg, you can always swap over. You can sort of go, okay, well, I'm going to move on to the other leg to do the stomp bottom. Make it up. It's your practice. Do what you like. Okay, on to the left leg. A little bit of a switch on. Imagine that puppet string. Nice and lifted, feeling from the whoop up, out through to the sky on your puppet string. So then we'll connect that right foot to the left calf. A little bit of a squeeze here, a little bit of a squeeze here. Hands to the center. Fix the eyes on something that ain't moving, a blotch on the wall or a mark on the floor. Breathe there. Good quality breath. Let's grow. Let's grow to the sky. Up, 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 up through the tips of your fingertips. Open them out into your star balance. Keep feeling nice and centered in the middle. A little bit of a switch on here. Maybe a little bit of a switch on in the legs and the bottom. Just explore what makes you feel more steady. Steady. And then from your star pose, we're going to come into what I call Shiva pose. So foot coming in, hand coming in, navel in a little bit, little squeeze in that pelvic floor area. So there's a tiny bit of engagement in that little lock area there. Breathe there. Good quality breath. One more. Make it a good one. And we'll release and come back up. 2 feet safely on the floor. Going to finish with a little standing forward bend to stretch the legs out. So a little bit of softness in the knees and the joints so you can come down into your forward bend. Again, legs not fully backed and rigid, not too bent and floppy, not for this particular version of the pose. We want to get a little bit of stretch to the backs of the legs. Bring your hands to your wrists or your forearms or your elbows, and we'll just finish with a little bit of a rag doll here. So some very gentle little bounces. Swaying around. Good. Maybe finish with just dangling the arms down, toe or near the floor. Gonna bend your left knee a little bit so that the left side of your bottom drops down. Either look towards the hand or just let your head go wherever. And then we'll change, bring that one down. Gonna bend that right leg, straighten the left leg so the right side of your bottom drops down, and we're gonna reach up. Keep breathing, and then release back to a neutral forward bend, even through the legs. And then we'll soften at the joints and bring the heart center and the crown center up. And we'll just close there, I think, for the moment. If you want to carry on, there's more videos. If you're done for the day, well done. Thank you very much for joining me.